Hello everyone. My name is Vinny Rodriguez, also known as 8-Figure Vision. I'm here to share with you the next in our vast book series. Probably saw a peek. You probably saw a peek of it. Yes, the next in our vast book series is a book. I've actually borrowed this book quickly from the library, but otherwise you guys would get to see that it is called The Decision Book. Yes, The Decision Book, ladies and gentlemen. This book I found as a surprising nugget, and here's why. This book is, anyone like books with pictures? Well, this book has a lot of it. It talks about all of the different, most popular to the least, from the most popular all the way to maybe the most subtle strategic thinking models that are out there. For example, how many of you have heard of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Or let's see, maybe the SWOT model, right? Where you get to analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Or for those of you that are in business, maybe you've heard of the Pareto principle, right? Or in other words, the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people, right? And 20% of the work and the other 20% of the tougher work is done by 80% of the other people, right? So, and the Pareto principle is applied in many different ways. Maybe you've heard of the prisoner's dilemma, game theory, right? Maybe you've heard of, and definitely I would highly suggest, if you're interested in game theory, go check out my book review that I did on the game theory model that you'll find also as a part of this vast book series. So this book covers all of those different models. I mean, if we skim through it quickly, you'll see it, right? All the pictures and diagrams that are in this book. So kudos to the author, to Mikael Krogerus and Roman Tschäppeler, for really putting this book together. I mean, who would have thought all of these models that most people do when they're looking to either improve themselves, improve their team, maybe get a better understanding of either one, or improve their thinking or the way in which they take action. This book really covers it all, guys. It covers it on a plane, and you get to visualize, where do I fall on this chart? Am I looking for models where I want to improve maybe my thinking? Okay, so I can turn to these principles, right? Or maybe I look to, I want to improve other people, right? I want to make my life better for my employees. Well, you can go over here on this side. What actions can you help them start taking? You can utilize the models here. Or you can go to this side of the diagram, right? How you actually get to understand more of yourself. How do you look inward? What kind of analyses that you can practice on yourself? So this is just the first page, guys, but really what I like about this book is use this as a map. Find what it is that you want to work on, whether that's understanding or improving, and then go to that page. For me, one of the most compelling that I was able to apply, that I'm currently working on right now, is diagramming this one out. And this one is really about developing the group of people I work with, and having us work more in tandem as a team, right? Where you get to evaluate how far have you gone as a group together, right? What do you need to do next to reach the next stage, right? What are some of the stages? The first is orientation, right? The second is trust building. Then it's goal clarification. Where are we? Where do we stand right now? What do we want to achieve? Then it's making a commitment to those goals. Then you implement those goals, right? You perform, and you perform even greater, and then you go into renewal. Now, the awesome thing about this graph is that it shows you what happens in each step, whether you resolve it or you don't resolve it, which will leave you either going back that step or not. So I really like this approach, and this is something that I'm implementing with my group as we speak. So that's looking towards my team. Now, one thing I really also like about this is I got to really perceive a bit more about understanding myself, right? And one that I'm particularly working on right now is is in a fashion sense, right? The way I dress, my outfit, the way I present myself. And I thought this was a very great diagram, a very great chart that sort of shows this is the fashion model, right? So it shows based on the type of clothes that you wear, what appearance are you giving off, right? Now here, I'll read it for you guys, but pretty much what it means is the farther up north, you're more focused on appearance, right? The further down is reality, and now to your left, to your left is the future, to the right is the past. So I noticed that most of the things that fall along the past are Levi's jeans, Ralph Lauren, Timberland, things like that. Like those are things like kind of in the here and now that I feel like that's what I grew up with. That are in the past, but really a lot of the things in the future, I feel like I'm starting to lean more towards that. I saw like Japanese designers, Lacoste and things like that. So it just kind of gives me a sense of where I'm at right now and what image am I giving off to people. So there's a lot of great models in here. I just highlighted a couple, but I reviewed so many of these books. It's a quick book. I definitely suggest have this, in your toolkit, because you might find that the same diagrams you look at today, you might view differently a year from now, 5 years from now. So with that said, I'm going to leave you with this. I give this book a 7 out of 8 just because it's a handy dandy notebook. It's very important to have. So again, my name is Vinny Rodriguez, also known as 8-Figure Vision. You know I come here every single day, every time to bring to you a book for the next in our vast book series. Feel free to read the other ones. If you like this, you got value, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and maybe you write down one particular thing that you would like to learn about yourself or about your team, and challenge me, and I'll be sure to include a model from here that I would suggest you do some research on that can help you. So with that said, peace and prosperity to everyone. Until next time.